Sairam, this year we are celebrating 40 years of Dallas Sai Center. This is part of the video series with our founder members whose dedication and love for Swami has shaped our center and helped it to grow to its current form. Two of these founders members are none other than our very own Ram Uncle and Vijaya Aunty. What an impact both of them have had on our center. With Ram Uncle finding this church that we use today and making sure we were all well fed, and Vijaya Aunty being a pillar of our SSC program and shaping it to become what it is today. This is just a small part of who they are. As amazing individuals and real role models, I would like to take this moment to read a few words, the bios. Auntie and uncle are originally from Guntur. They immigrated to US in 1983 and spent around 27 years here in Dallas. As mentioned earlier, they were some of the founding members of our Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Dallas. Vijaya Aunty dedicated her time teaching SSC, while Ram Uncle served in the areas of VP and a president. Ram Uncle also took care of our book, library, food, finance. They participated in various service projects such as feeding the poor, serving the elderly, providing free medical care to the sick, and many more. Vijaya Aunty also served as SSC coordinator at the center and regional level. Under her guidance and leadership, the SSC children from Sai Region 10 had the opportunity to perform in the physical presence of Swami in Vrindavan and Prashanti Nilayam. Their two daughters, Anasuya and Lalita, went through SSC program and graduated from Dallas Sai Center. Anasuya, a doctor in oncology by profession, and Lalita, lawyer by profession, are settled in Boston. Even though they were away from India for so long, they always loved their motherland dearly and cherished a dream to returning to it some point in their lives. So after their daughters had settled down, they felt a strong urge to move back to India and serve the local communities there. Vijaya Aunty retired as a senior software engineer from Texas Instrument after working at their Dallas office for 23 years. And Ram Uncle retired from his jewelry business after a quarter century. They now live in their hometown in Guntur, in the state of Andhra Pradesh in India, serving the local communities in which they grew up. It is my great privilege and honor to take this trip down memory lane with Ram Uncle and Vijaya Aunty. Sairam Ram Uncle, Sairam Vijaya Aunty.
Thank you.
That was a long introduction.
Well, there were so many things that I wanted to share, and I myself was going down in a memory lane, and so many things popped up, and the last 2-3 days were just cherishing those memories. So it was wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
I believe, Ram Uncle and Vijaya Aunty, you've been in Guntur for last now 12, 13 years?
13 years, yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. Amazing, amazing. You are truly embodiment of Swami's message. Love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. So thank you for being such a...
Once our children were settled down, married, everything, and we thought this thing come back and do the same to the children in local, in the village or in the town, So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. You are a role model to all of us.
Thank you, sir.
So all the years when we were working and busy with children and Sai Center, we were, part-time devotees. seva projects used to be on the weekend, and like we had to be limited to a certain level of contribution or fulfillment. So after retirement, we thought we would be able to open and tap, a little more and be available for service any time and any day of the week. So we could do that after coming to India.
Absolutely. Swami says, my life is my message, and what better example, role model we have in front of us. So thank you. Thank you for giving us the time here. I know you both are very busy, a lot of seva activities going on right now also. But I have few questions. If we can, if you can share some of these, your experiences. I wanted to ask uncle and auntie, both of you, how did you come into Swami's fold? I never got chance to ask you that question when you were here,
Correct. It's an interesting thing, even for us. My parents were Shivdi Sai Baba devotees since 1940s. And even my father, he is one of the founders of Shivdi Sai temple in our hometown, Tenali, which is very close by to Guntur. So our childhood, we know only one God is Shivdi Sai Baba and the temple. Not even as a typical Andhra, we never went to, we went to Tirupati, Venkateshwara, but main thing is Dattatreya and Shivdi Sai Baba at home. So when we decided to move from Guntur to Dallas, and with the two children, at that time Anasuya was only 7.5, and Lalita was almost 3. And we decided, I know it is very late to move, but still we decided to move. And when we moved, then the first thing is, of course, we met my brother, Sharma Gunturi and Lakshmi Gunturi, my sister-in-law. And then in the conversation, they told us, they started just a few months back, such as then we started trying to understand what Sathya Sai Baba. Then my brother told me, Sathya Sai Baba is the next avatar for Shivdi Sai Baba. I just blindly trusted him, and then without knowing anything, Sathya Sai Baba, even though he is from Anantapur, Puttaparthi in Andhra Pradesh, but we never pay attention to him because we are more attached to Shivdi Sai Baba. So then we both discussed in this busy life, and is a new country, new town, new culture. Both girls needs to have some kind of foundation. So my first reaction to my brother was, yes, we are coming to Sathya Sai center, nothing to lose. That is the word I used. Nothing to lose by coming. Everything from then onwards, from that minute, everything is a gaining only, not lose at all. Swami saw in our lives, in our children's life, everything to gain, nothing to lose. Right. So that is the way we are attracted to Sathya Sai Baba Center in Dallas.
When we first started going, I remember I had some apprehension of whether Swami is away from the mainstream, in the sense the spirituality we were brought up with was praying to Rama, Krishna, Dattatreya, and the traditional way in my household. We were not even that much into Shirdi Sai Baba. So when Ram said, let's start going, I was happy because it's an avenue for our children to grow up, to learn about our tradition, our culture, and spirituality. But at the same time, I was a little afraid whether it would take me away from the path I knew as a child. So we started going, and then to my pleasant surprise, I noticed that Swami taught Sanatana Dharma. Swami was not preaching anything different or new. It was not a cult or anything. but all the bhajans were, known to me, Rama, Krishna.
Yeah.
On top of that, the universality that
Yes.
Swami presented, because we used to sing Sarvadharma bhajans, and that was something new that we started getting exposed to, that, not only Hindu religion, but,
Other.
God is the same as taught by, and the religions have many paths to the same goal. So that is one topmost thing that in those early days that set Swami really apart from the traditional path. And in fact, he helped us expand beyond where we were.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ram uncle, I when you said nothing to lose, but now gain only.
Yes.
I remember similar incident happened to me when I started Bal Vikas with Vidhi. I used to drop her off, and I'm like, oh, what is there to lose? She'll learn something good anyway.
Yeah.
But I did not realize that. Forget losing. Swami gave us so much more.
So much. So
we
much.
gained so much.
Yes.
Absolutely. And forever in debt to Swami about that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's another thing you brought up, a very important. Swami gave so much to us, and we both thought what we can do to Swami. I mean, by applying his messages in our lives. So one of the thing is go back. I mean, not because Swami said you don't need to move like us, because our circumstances, our conditions, so many things helped us to move. But wherever you are, you do serve and to the needy and to the community wherever you live. So that's the reason many times in his messages, Swami said, don't come to Puttaparthi and serve here. No, stay wherever you are. So he is such a practical spirituality he taught us that applies to everybody, not because Ram uncle and Vijaya auntie can come, doesn't mean to everybody has to come to their hometowns. No, that is the greatness about our Swami.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, when you were talking about center, and I, as I was telling, I started in Sai Center in 92. So, center was already established by then.
Right.
Could you share, how did you all started the center? Because we all came when the center was already started, it was already going on. I do remember that we had to move center few times, quite a few times. But could you please share how did you start the center?
Right. And before going to a little detail, what happened is just now, half an hour ago, Anasuya and Vijayanand, they are driving to New Hampshire and they called. What I'm trying to say is, in every spirituality or in the practical life, you need to have that passion and that commitment to the cause. For that, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. So Anasuya, rarely she calls, and she wants to talk to us a lot of things. And we, after 15 minutes, we told her, hey, Anasuya, sorry, the interview is going to be there. We need to get ready. So even I know it is a big thing for both of us, because our own daughter, she wants to busy doctor, she wants to talk to us, but we have to cut short her conversation. So what I'm trying to say is, in the beginning, so many things happen, and we trying to get because these, whatever the bottom line is, there's a Christian country. And whatever we want to rent it out, we have to go to a Christian church. And also it has to only on Sunday afternoon after their services. So already Dr. Rao and Uma, they found Richardson Unitarian Church. People, I think Hillcrest. One of them was Dr. Rao's patient. So he expressed, because before that the center started in Sunita's place.
Wow.
And so Swami is against having a Swami, Sai Center in anybody's house, because particularly because it's inconvenience to the households, and also it is not a neutral place. So he used to say, rent it out, and is a nice place, and do your bhajans and all. So after that, they started in Hillcrest and LBJ. There's a Unitarian church, and from then onwards, what happened is after 1 or 2 years, they have some technical problems because of so many issues. I don't want to go too many negative aspects, but the bottom line was they every 2 years, 3 years, they used to ask us to leave within giving us 2 months notice. Then I used to go to other church, but we cannot go to any other church. Only we had to go to Unitarian church, Unity church, something they can tolerate our, culture and this kind of diversity to, So, and the first thing they used to say, are you a Christian? That is the most difficult question to answer. I used to say yes, but in the same time, I am born as a Hindu, but we practice Christianity also, as well as Islam. So the minute when they hear about this Islam and everything, then they used to say, sir, no, we don't rent it out. So like that, we keep on moving. I think I went almost 9 or 10 churches, and keep on people saying, no, we don't want to, but we never give up. Swami, I know we trust Swami, and we keep trying. So finally, we had some kind of music program or function in Dr. Kagal in Denton. And so some of the Sambu, Meena, Manta, they also came for that function. Evening we all having, and then Sambu and Meena we know earlier. So Sambu was telling, we are having our own building, sir. We are moving. I said, from where you are moving? Oh, no, we rented out this Unitarian church, and we are moving. Oh, really? We are looking for a new place, and can you please introduce us to them? Yeah, no problem. So Sambu came, Mukesh came, Ganesh came, and we went and met the church people, the present this is called Unity or Unitarian?
Unitarian.
Unitarian. This Unitarian church people.
I think it was in year 2000.
Yeah, I think 2000.
Oh, okay.
So, and then they, Sambu and Meena, they are beautiful recommendation they did, because by the time the Chinmaya people are renting since more than 8-9 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
they really like each other, and they have a lot of goodwill with them. So so immediately when he recommended, they said, okay, why don't you come tomorrow and we'll talk more. Then we went, and Ganesh and Mukesh, we all went there and met other elderly people there, the founders of the church, and they said, no problem. Yeah, I think we won't mind giving you out, but and some basic things. So that once we got this accommodation in this church, then we felt very, very secure. So we thanked Swami, and I personally thanked Swami. No more visits to more churches. So I think now more than 22, 23 years, and you guys are all doing a very good job. And only thing is the youngsters and newcomers should know the background, how difficult it is to get this accommodation. It is
Absolutely.
not, it is, everybody has an ego, everybody has a pride. When they outrightly on your face, when they insult you, oh, you are not a Christian, get out. I mean, some people even they ask me to get out. So those are the things, but we know that we are doing Swami's name and Swami's, so we have to keep that name going, and we have to behave ourselves. And in the beginning, a lot of people used to think it is free. And I used to explain to him, where do you live? House or apartment? Apartments. Are you renting out free or you pay rent? I said, then they say, yeah, it's a rent. So exactly here also, nobody gives you for free. We have a minimal collection. And if you want to pray, contribute, you can contribute. No compulsion. So because people are so certain things we think they all know, but again, we have to make it clear. These are the rules, these are the things, and these are the no, all these things, So when you see church people, greet them, even if he is a custodian, you have to respect it because we are renting their place. They are so nice that they're renting us out. So we have to respect each other. And that is the way we used to invite them for Akhanda Bhajan. And they used to come for Bal Vikas, whatever, the Ishwama Day. The time also we used to invite them. They used to come and have pizza with us. So those are the things. So yeah, that is the main thing.
I do remember from we started in 92. We started coming to center in 92. Maybe if I'm not sleepy, if I don't have anything to do, then I'll come on Sunday. That would be the last thing I would do. And I look back and I'm like, oh my God, this is what I used to do. But I remember within 7-8 years, we moved 4 times. I remember still we were in East Plano, we were in Richardson, we were on Hillcrest. So about 4 or 5 before we landed to this Unitarian church, right now, our current church. Absolutely. So you did tell us, and you took us in a memory lane, but how many people were there in congregation? Like how many devotees, Vijaya Aunty, if you recall, how many kids were in Bal Vikas? Like, what was it like? And I know some of it, but I don't know the beginning years, right? Like, how many people's, what about bhajans? How did you do that?
We started going to that Hillcrest Center, I think started sometime in 84, early 84. And the bhajans, maybe we had about 10-15 people attending bhajans, and some Sundays maybe 20. And funny thing was, now it feels funny to me, but they used to sing the same bhajans every Sunday for one whole month. That is because many of us were very unfamiliar with bhajan concept and those songs. So they would choose 4 bhajans, and good singers like Lakshmi Aunty would learn them ahead of time. Uma and Dr. Rao were the pioneers, and they would give tapes. So good singers would take them ahead of time and learn. Venkat, Vijay Sri wasn't there, he was not married yet, but he and Lakshmi and a few others, they used to sing. And then every Sunday, so by the 4th Sunday, we all would be familiar with the bhajans and would be able to follow. So, and it was very, very, interesting how we developed, because none of us knew bhajans except very few. Maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
and what about Bal Vikas? What about Bal Vikas, SSE?
Bal Vikas also, after a few months, they started Bal Vikas, and immediately we admitted Anusia and Lalita. And there were only 2 classes, Group 2 and Group 1. Oh. And Group 2, Uma Aunty used to teach, and Malati Aunty used to teach Group 2. And they had maybe like 3 or 4 children in each class. That's it.
Oh.
Our own children, basically, members' children. There were no outside children. And but as soon as we came to know that there were classes, we immediately put our children, because we wanted our children to be exposed to spirituality, our culture, our tradition, And we didn't know how much they were going to get, but we just wanted to give it a try. So Lalita was in group 1, and I remember when I went to drop her or went to pick her up, Malati auntie used to have such tough time because they were all like very little and unruly. And some of them would be going and climbing up the windows, and some of them would be playing in a corner. And she had tough time to gather because they were like hardly 4 years old or 5 years old.
I think Malati.
I think it was group 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, group 1. Yeah, that's what I said. Group 1, right? Group
Yeah.
2. So group 2 was a little more organized.
Yeah.
But one thing that stayed in my mind is I didn't know what to expect after the classes started. But then during those days, I remember Anasuya, she used to have milk in the morning, but always used to leave out about quarter cup. She would say, there is too much chocolate in the bottom or something, but I could never make her drink the whole cup, empty it. So I used to tell her you should not waste food, but she would never do it. She would always leave, about 1/4. But after going to Balvikas, after a few weeks, she started drinking all of the milk. And then I said, what happened? I told you for months and months, you never listened to me. She said, no, my Balvikas teacher told me we should not waste food. Swami said, don't waste food.
Wow.
So that was the, turning point for me, is that how powerful Swami's
Yes.
program is, that how innocent children are and how much they take it to heart, what we teach them, and how
Yes.
it can transform children in the true sense. So that was the first signal. And of course, there were many more later on, but that was the first thing that stuck in my mind and convinced me that this is the program I want my children to go to.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. I do have similar experience myself with both Vidhi and Rajan, and of course, Bal Vikas going to SSC and getting that positive peer pressure.
Right.
And when I say peer pressure, it's not even a pressure. It's just learning from each other, listening to your Bal Vikas teacher, or hearing those stories. And they come home and there is a transformation, definitely. Absolutely.
You see change in their behavior.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So Ram Uncle, I do remember, we'll talk about SSC Vijaya Aunty a little bit later, but I do remember when we were talking about, Ishwaramma and calling our church communities to Akhanda Bhajan and, having food with them. My fondest memory with Ram Uncle is always Ram Uncle serving food, delicious food, bhajis.
Yeah.
You always had food for all of us. How did you manage all that? Like you were always busy.
A lot of times, even the newcomers, they used to think that was the pre-notion. Because if they join with me in the food committee or food serving, they think they will eat first and then serve others. But first thing I used to tell them, we are the last people who are going to. Sometimes you don't believe. Sometimes we're in Akhanda Bhajan, even Ansuya, Lalita, they know. We used to come home without food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we used to go and pick up from some place sandwiches and come home, because the planning was, or the food was short, because the people, suppose if I plan for 150, there are 200 people. So, but first principle is to serve whoever comes. For our family, I know many times, many years, I used to drive to the drive-through and pick up fried okra and go home and cook rice and eat. And even Lalita used to say, what is this? You are in charge of food and we are coming home and eating. And one year, my brother-in-law, Seshu, was there. We to meet this challenge, we cooked it before coming to Sai Center, Akhanda Bhajan, and went home thinking we'll have food at home to eat. But he brought his friends and they enjoyed our food. So we had to go and buy again food and eat at home after Akhanda Bhajan. So these are the things that you had to, as I told you, yeah, it is a lot of discipline, lot of sacrifice. So Mukesh and Ganesh, even Sunil Bhai used to say, Ram uncle come, everybody ate, you come. No, I used to go, whoever working on the mic system or in the, I used to inquire whether everybody ate or not, then I am the last person to eat. But how Swami gave that energy, I don't know. I continuously for Akhanda Bhajan, I remember for 25 years, for 24 hours, I never slept.
Yes.
And yes, and continuously supplying tea, coffee, and food and to all the devotee singers. So there's a nice Swami always used to say, I mean, quotation. In English, it says, suppose a person who is sees God, it goes like this in Telugu. దేవుణ్ణి చూసినవాడు కాదు దేవుణ్ణి చూపెట్టినవాడు అంటే that means whoever seen the guy who showed the God is greater than who has already seen the God. So I always used to think whoever singing to Swami, they are greater people to serve. So I used to think these are all my Swamis and I have to serve them. So this is my offering to them. So lot of challenges in 25 years, but again Swami gave that strength and that kind of thing, you know. So
yes, wonderful. I always remember Akhanda Bhajan time. During the night time, we would have hot coffee, hot chocolate, everything, and then early in the morning we would have upma and uttapam. And so I was looking for that always. So absolutely. Before we jump to again SSC side, I know our center actually went with the Region 10 Vijaya Aunty to Palti pilgrimage, and we were fortunate enough to perform in front of Swami. But would you like to, before we share that experience, would you like to share your personal experience with Swami, not as a SSC coordinator or not as a regional team going, but any personal experiences you would like to share, you and Ram uncle, with Swami especially?
Yeah, for me, Sai Center, my devotion to Swami and SSC are inseparable. So whatever experiences I had, you know, it has to do with SSC. I don't know. I mean, that is the way Swami has given to me. So I would like to share two experiences. In 1997, as soon as I became the center's SSC coordinator, due to some circumstances, I was made the coordinator halfway through the year. So as soon as I taken charge, taken up the responsibility, Ishwaramma Day was already coming up. So immediately we had to jump into Ishwaramma Day planning and preparation and all that. I was not even, you know, very ready actually, but you know, we wanted to, you know, do a good job for the children, and so everybody said, what should we do? And then people said, why not we do Swami's story, because we have never done Swami's story for Ishwaramma Day. We had done Shirdi Sai Baba life story, but not Swami's story. So that's a huge responsibility on my shoulders, is that, you know, such a profound theme. Yeah, and we have to do a really good job to represent Swami to the devotees of Dallas. So, but still, you know, we all wanted to do it. So we started writing script, and, you know, teachers read Satyam Shivam Sundaram and all these books on Swami, you know, and then they read all the books and then they came up with the script. And I was only one of the script writers, but we had so many other writers like Shamla Auntie, Shobha Auntie, you know, so many of us. but we had a wonderful script, and then we got ready. So in March, I think, in March, we wanted to go to Puttaparthi and take Swami's blessings, Ram and I, because it was our 25th wedding anniversary. So by then the script was ready. So we thought, all the teachers also felt, why don't you take our script to Swami and offer it to Swami? And if you bring back Swami's blessings, it will be a wonderful thing for the children, and all of us to present the play on Ishwarama Day. So, Shobha auntie is very artistic. So she prepared a nice, beautiful invitation. And I kept it in my suitcase. And then we went to my parents' house first. We had two big suitcases, one dark green one dark blue one. And I kept it in the dark blue one. And I'm supposed to take that to Bangalore, because Swami was in Bangalore at that time. So we left early in the morning to go to Bangalore for Swami's darshan. And after we landed during daytime, I realized I took the dark green suitcase by mistake. So whatever I packed for this trip for Puttaparthi was in the other suitcase. So I didn't get the script. So I was like, more than my clothes, I was like very worried about the script, because, it is from the children and from the teachers, and it's my responsibility to take it. So what can I do? I didn't know what to do, because in those days, it's very hard to mail it safely within 5 days.
Right.
From Vijayawada to Bangalore. So I didn't want to risk that. So what I said was, okay, I'm not an artist, but I will write, Yuga Avatara, Sai Avatara, this is the play, and offer it to Swami. So I used to take it to darshan every day, morning and evening, and sit. And during that time, it so happened I was in the first row all 5 days. And I was holding it, but Swami wouldn't take it. Swami would come and then leave, come and leave. And I was like, what is going on? This is, this is for my center, for my children. No. So, but in the meantime, what happened was, there was a family event in Bangalore, and my parents had to suddenly rush to Bangalore to attend that very important, tragic family event. So my mother called and said, we are coming to Bangalore, and they are landing on the 5th day while we are there. So I said, bring that script in the other suitcase. I forgot it. So then she brought the script and she gave it to me. And then after that, we had only one darshan. So we went, and I had the real script that came from center in my lap. And that time Swami came and blessed the script, and he gave me Pada Namaskaram. And when I touched Swami's feet, it was so electrifying. I mean, the feet were like electric magnet. That's all I can say. The power, the aura, and the feeling that I had at that moment is still alive in my heart. So Swami made sure that I understood the blessing was not just for me. It was for the center, for the children, for the teachers. And that is the reason he waited until the 5th day, until that script came down. So that is one of my sweetest experiences with Swami. And in 2000, we went back for Shivaratri, because Swami started materializing lingam after a long gap of several years. He started, materializing lingam. So in 1999, for the first time after so long, Swami materialized. So Ram uncle immediately said, we have to go, because Swami may stop again. And in this lifetime, it will never happen. So in 2000, we packed our bags and then we went to Puttaparthi. And at that time, all the Balvika's children in the center, they gave me letters and pictures. They drew so many things. And then they gave me the stack of all their drawings and messages for Swami. So I took it with me. And I think I was still the coordinator, or maybe I was the regional coordinator. I don't remember. So I took it, and then I got to sit in the front row, or maybe the second row. So I think I was in the third row, and then Swami came. And so I was trying to give this stack of offerings from our children to Swami, but I could not reach Swami because I was in the third row. And then Swami stood and waited for me to struggle and somehow, give it to Swami. But then finally I gave it to the lady in the first row, and then she gave it to Swami. And while giving, the whole stack got loose and all the papers fell on the floor. And Swami was looking at all these drawings, and I could see Vishnupriya and, Vidhi and all these signatures on it. And then I was like, what is going to happen? But then Swami stood and waited until the front row devotees gathered all the papers of our children, and then they put them together and then again gave it took at least 2 minutes. And Swami stood there waiting for our children's offering. And then he took the whole stack, blessed, and then left. So
that's amazing.
Another sweet experience that showed me that Swami is watching over all our children and all our teachers and all our devotees. No doubt in my mind.
No doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ram uncle, would you like to share any of your personal experience with Swami?
Two instances. Swami, how he takes care of us is the most important thing. He was when I was went to in 95 to take his blessings for Anasuya Vijayanand's wedding. He first day he didn't come to me. He threw some chocolates. And everybody got it. I was so, oh my God, I didn't get a chocolate, but one chocolate was there in my lap. I didn't see. Then later on, I saw, okay, he blessed me. Next day, he came straight from Ponchandra auditorium. That time, Swami used to live there. And he came straight to me. And that time, two agendas. One is to ask about Anasuya and Vijayanand's thing. And second one is we want to get a second Swami's picture signed by him to Sai Center. And so I was holding the picture, and my whole purpose was to ask him to sign it. But Swami said so sweetly, he said, no, put it in Telugu. He said, put it down, take Padanamaskara. Pichuvada Padanamaskaram Tisko. You fool, you take Padanamaskara. Then that time, I remember, okay, Swami is standing in front of you. You have to take Padanamaskaram. This signing the picture is second. So then immediately he materialized Vipudi and gave to me. And almost 3-4 times he came, 4 days. Every day he used to come and give me Padnamaskaram and thing. And then the second one is in 2003, after the Swami, we all, you all performed Swami children's play in front of him. Then immediately everybody left. But I stayed back to be with my mother in Chennai. And within another 1 week or so, Guru Purnima was coming. And my mother advised me, why don't you go to Puttaparthi, stay with your sister and have Swami's darshan? Immediately I came and sat in the Guru Purnima darshan, and Swami spoke almost 50 minutes. And then he sat down, and that warden, Narasimhamurthy Garu, he was translating. And then suddenly he asked Narasimha, stop. Then he got up, Swami got up and he said, I forgot to tell you one more thing. So everybody was again so happy Swami came back to speak. And for next 3 minutes, he was talking about how good, how devoted the Texas group.
Oh.
And because even when they asked not to come, even they said, don't come, Swami is not going to give darshan. He's not going to see your play. It's a waste of time. But still we went, and every day we used to pray. We used to do bhajans and pray for his health. So Swami particularly mentioned Texas group, that is the best, that those are the best devotees. Because I asked them not to come, they came. They said no darshan, but they still sat all 8 or 9 days and prayed for my health. That is the way to have the pure devotion. So when he was talking about that, I started crying. Swami, even a small thing, he knows, and he values that the devotion and the sweetness of the children. So that
Absolutely. I do remember in 2003, Vijaya Aunty was regional SSC coordinator.
Yeah.
And our family was not able to go, but I used to go and help Vijaya Aunty for Parthi play practice.
Yeah.
And we got the news from Parthi saying, do not come. Swami will not allow any play. Swami is not even coming out for darshan. And I do remember vividly Vijaya Aunty and some of the senior members, Mukesh Bhai, Ganesh Uncle, they all met, and I think they decided that what if our own father is sick? Do we not go and see him?
Yes.
We don't have to perform,
Yes.
but let us still go and pray to Swami, pray for his well-being. Swami doesn't need our prayer, but he is our worldly father.
Yes.
So I still remember that. So Vijaya Aunty, that's a perfect segue for you to share your experience for regional SSC coordinator. I do remember, because so much of stress that time and so much of dilemma. And how did you do that? Please share some experiences.
Don't know. It's just Swami. I mean, because it's not humanly possible for one person to do it, because the huge amount of coordination with not only with children, with parents, not only from Dallas, but from Austin, Houston, Arkansas, Little Rock, Houston and
San Antonio, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I didn't even realize what I was getting into when everybody said, let's do a play, and performing in front of Swami. It's not like on our stage locally, how perfect we have to be, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we don't want there to be any flaw. Not that Swami is not forgiving. It is, we want to rise up to his standard, right? So, we started, but it's all team effort again. That's why I want to stress about unity. When we did that program, that yatra, that tremendous feeling of unity that God built in our center is unimaginable. We all became one family. We all became one entity, There's no you and me and her and him, right?
Yeah.
So everybody was striving towards the same goal. We want to do our best for Swami. So, those who could sing were singing, those who could dance were choreographing, those who could sew were sewing all the costumes. We never ordered any costume. The ladies sitting at home, even 80-year-old devotees, I know, were sewing beads on the costumes, and those who knew makeup, and Ganesh uncle and his team building all these props for us for practice, because even though for the performance we were getting professionals to do the backdrops, for the practice we needed props. So
Yes.
for every prop that was getting made in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, there was a imitation prop, makeshift prop being made by Ganesh uncle and his team. And we used to put those on the practice area and make the children. And then, devotees from Houston, like Ravi Iyengar, they would help with recording, because we couldn't have live dialogues in Puttaparthi. There was no proper, sound system that would do that. We cannot have clip-ons and all that.
Right.
So we had to record the dialogues. That was a huge responsibility.
Oh.
We had to record and then,
Think it
to Houston. And that file, I used the TI system a few times also to transfer this file. And he would make the edits, because if we made any change, that is another thing. Dr. Narayan Reddy was in charge of a team which would edit which would oversee the quality of programs that will be presented to Swami. So we had to send the entire script to him, and then each time they would send us feedback and say, this is objectionable. You have to remove this. You have to remove that. And so suddenly, we had to change the audio recording also, because we had to do everything simultaneously. We couldn't do one after another because we had a time constraint. Oh my God. So, in the end,
here,
carry everything to India, all the costumes, all the
my God.
Yeah, so each devotee came forward to lessen their personal belongings, because people going to India, they have so many things to carry because they want to visit their families, everything. They sacrificed all that. They would say, Vijayanti, I will take, one suitcase full of your things, playthings. So I'm sure you and Hina, you all have experienced that also in later trips.
Yes.
But it was a huge team effort, and Jayashree Solanki and her team, they used to arrange for, and Ram uncle arrange for all the meals, because every month we had everybody from out of town come and practice together for one master practice per month, and all the other 3 weeks they would practice in their centers. So when they came all the way, we wanted to feed them. So amazing. Hunting for practice venues. Mukesh would go to temple and find places for us to practice. So unimaginable. It would never happen in my life again. I don't think so.
Whenever there's a practice, whenever there's a special session, food is involved. So I mean, because they drive 3-4 hours, and of course, as a host, we need to offer a good meal. So I mean, unbelievable coordination. A lot of people used to help, and a lot of, as play or any other thing, food coordination is the most difficult. And people, another thing is they criticize also. A lot of criticism. It's easy, right? I mean, come and eat, and so that is another challenge we have. So, but overall, whatever it happens is Swami used to take care, because of excess food and shortage of food. So many things, because nobody knows how many people are going to show up. So those are the things Swami gave, that strength, and as Vijaya was telling, teamwork. But used to have respect. Suppose if I say something, okay, he is the guy who is doing since so many years, he knows what he's talking about. But sometimes I was wrong. So excess food we used to take to downtown, give to Austin shelter. So those are the things. But this everything is, again, we dedicate to Swami, and he used to take care.
Yes, absolutely. During 2003 trip, Parthi pilgrimage, although the play was in Vrindavan, I believe Swami did not come for darshan for so many days, right?
3 weeks.
Right. And then you were still practicing every single day. Because everybody told that play will not happen.
Even after going to the ashram authorities told us, there cannot be any sound, there cannot be any practices. Then we begged, we said we will quietly practice in some corner. So then they said, okay, you can practice. But the beautiful thing is children. We told the children, there is no way we are going to perform. There won't be any performance, but we still practice. And they all came willingly and they practiced. They all came because it is our duty to practice. We prepared the play for Swami and we want to practice. So that kind of maturity and that level of devotion from children was mind-boggling, really. It is one thing for grown-ups to understand the abstract, benefit, spiritual benefit and all that. For children, there is no performance. They all came. Nobody dropped out. Everybody came to Puttaparthi. And we all practiced. And
not Puttaparthi. That was a shock again.
We used to call Parthi Yatra. It became Vrindavan Yatra. But anyway, after all the practice, what really made Swami's heart melt was the artwork that children had done. They expressed their heart. They said, they wrote messages to Swami, drew pictures, and they said, Swami, please come, please come, please come watch our play. You know, we came for you, Swami. We want to see you, Swami. How can you not see us, Swami? These kind of, and it was not because grown-ups made them write. It was flowing from their heart. So after those messages were taken to Swami, Swami immediately announced, I'm coming on June 26, 2003 to watch Texas Children's Play.
Oh,
Even a lot of doctors who operated on his hip and all advised him not to go, not to move, not to sit. He said, no, I have to go for my children. I have to go.
And it was a 60-minute play.
Yeah.
Later on, they never allowed such long plays by outsiders, only students. Yeah. But 60 minutes. And so the close devotee said, Swami, please sit for 10 minutes, bless the children, and then we'll take you inside. Because Swami was in lot of pain at that time. He couldn't walk easily.
Right.
So, but Swami said, no, I'm watching. And then he watched the entire play. And in the end, Swami sent us Vibhuti and a picture with his signature. And he said, give this picture to the girl who danced as Meera.
Meera.
Yes.
And she represented our whole group. And
I remember.
That was the ultimate blessing.
Yeah, Kruti.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Kruti
beautiful,
Patel.
beautiful.
Memories,
Yeah.
memories.
And everybody, that is another thing, you know, they, what's her name? National President, I forgot, Dr.
Nandini?
No, American doctor. He used to be, used to be Goldstein. He told me on the phone that day when we were deciding, he said, okay, how many people are coming to for this yatra? I said around 275. Why don't you call all these people and tell them and see how many people, you may be misleading them. You may be telling them there will be Swami's darshan and play. We said, no problem, doctor. We are going to contact them. And we contacted almost 300 people. And out of 300 people, even after knowing no darshan, no play, only 5 people dropped. 295 people came because they know is just they planned, they want to come and see
they
and
want to be with
the Swami. That's it.
Right.
So these are the things Swami made him to, you know, these are extraordinary devotees and I have to come. Even with the pain, even the doctor afterwards, he was telling, he sat that 55 minutes with a lot of pain.
Yes.
So
yes.
that is our Swami.
Absolutely. I did not get chance to come in 2003, but I was fortunate enough to come in 2005 and 2008. 2005 also, again, Vijaya Aunty, it was led by you as our SSC coordinator for the region.
Yes.
And we had wonderful opportunity to perform in Parthi in front of Swami. So,
in Parthi, yes, yes.
If you would like to share anything, you remember anything in that trip?
2005, it is relatively easy because it accommodation and in the ashram. So only challenge is we need to get the accommodation. Everybody has to bring their passports and all. So me and other people, we helped them. Everything is good. Only thing is they gave for practice away from the mandir. So we had to walk in the hot sun because I think it is in June or something. It's very hot and people becoming a little sick and all, but everybody cooperated. And on the challenge I had was the canteen hours, this South Indian or North Indian canteen or Western canteen, they have fixed timings for the food, but the children won't finish their practice. So I had to go in advance and buy the tickets for them, coupons, and then feed them because everybody has to eat. So But in this contest, I had to tell, because of the food, thanks to Anil Kumar Garu and Vijaya Lakshmi Garu, Sarojini's mom and father, mom especially, for the some of the children and for the teachers and important means who are taking care of children. They don't have. They used to. She knows they are going to miss the meals, so she made sure she cooked at home and sent the food every day, almost for 7 days. So
Yes.
thanks to her, unbelievable service she did, and with a lot of love and commitment, and because
Yes.
she knows without food people can't function. So that is another beautiful, sweet memory I have.
Yes. Vijay Aunty, in 2005, we had 4th of July Swami granted, right, for our team to perform, if I remember correctly. Was it 4th of July?
Yes. Yeah. Before I get to that, I just want to mention one special thing about the 2005 play. Is 2003 play was on Swami's teaching, there is only one religion, the religion of love. But in 2005, when we wanted to do play again, we brainstormed about what we want to do. And it so happened that we all wanted to base the play on the service projects that we used to do in our center. So there was, a play where, the Seva events were shown. For example, the children would go and give, fans to the homeless, and they would breathe easier, right? So there was actually a Seva in the center where we would distribute fans to homeless people during summer. And then there is a Seva scene where children would go and wrap shawls around homeless people, and make the winter more cozy for them, more bearable for them. But it was also based on a real Seva project that we had at the center, where during winters, if you remember, we used to contribute and buy like hundreds of blankets and distribute to the homeless in Dallas downtown. So every scene, and it was based on 5 elements, and for each element, there was a Seva scene based on the real Seva project at the center. In that way, I think, 2005 play was very, very special.
Yes.
And then you mentioned something. You were asking me about something. Oh, July 4th, right? Yes. So we were waiting. We went in end of July, I think, or mid-July.
Mid-June.
Yeah, mid-June. And we were waiting and going to darshans and having our sadhana and waiting for Swami to give us permission to perform play. And then he was not giving permission, no announcement. And we were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Is Swami going to give us permission? And then one day there was a prayer, which was Narayana Suktam, which was chanted along with Vedam in the prayer. And as soon as the Suktam was chanted, Swami asked one student, gave the interpretation in English of the whole Narayana Suktam. And after he gave the interpretation, Swami called the student up to him. And at that time, Swami's left hand was a little paralyzed. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
Swami was not moving his left hand during these days. But when the student went to him, Swami lifted the left hand, and out of that left hand, he materialized a beautiful gold ornament.
Yes.
And he put it in that boy's neck as a necklace. And we were all so mesmerized, and then we all clapped. And then immediately came the announcement saying, Swami is going to watch Texas Devot display on July the 4th, the American Independence Day.
Yes, I remember. It was such a thrilling moment at that time.
Swami wanted to bless the American group by, giving us that opportunity on American Independence Day. So that was so. And later, Mr. Veda Narayan came to Dallas, the Vedam Pandit from Puttaparthi, and we asked him on that day for Narayana Suktam there was an interpretation in English, but we never heard any English interpretation for Vedam in Puttaparthi like that, in Sai Kulwanthal, any other time. What is special about that day? I remember asking him.
Yes.
And then Mr. Vedanarayan said, Swami, especially asked the student to do that because of your presence, because
Oh,
of your group's presence. He
Wow.
wanted all the children in the American group to understand the significance of Narayana Sathya. So it's such a lovely thing that Swami always, he kept our group and our devotion in his heart and in his mind. Ram's experience with Guru Purnima speech also. And Swami made it obvious that he is watching over us and he knows what's
Yes.
going on. He knows even now. He may not be in physical form, but he
Yes.
knows what's going on in the center. What goes on in our center, many other centers. What is going on in Guntur,
Yes.
everywhere. So Swami, omniscient and omnipresent.
Absolutely. I still remember the title for the play, The Only Element. That was the
Yes.
title for that play.
Yes.
And you had Swami given you that sign, I remember. You were
Yes.
thinking about the play title, what should we keep? We were all thinking, and then one day, I believe if I remember correctly, you were praying Swami, and then a car came in front of you, and it was an element, the
Right.
car.
Our model.
Honda.
Yes.
Yeah, element.
Yeah, and others come
Elements.
to the center for the final practice, master practice before leaving to Parthi. And this the car with element was all the way leading me to the center.
Yes, I remember that very correct.
And the car color is orange.
Orange color. It was an orange color car. So that's such a
So many
wonderful
beautiful
experience.
memories, and we went there with such a little budget because we didn't spend so much money on a costume. We had so many teams, so many volunteers here. Bharti Pandya, so many volunteers, Sobha Aunty, so many people helped with costume, props, makeup. I remember so many of them, did the makeup and everything over there. So, but it was truly a memorable trip for sure.
Right.
Memorable.
Any function in Sai Center, everybody knows. Finance is always, is a very tight. And,
Yes.
Oh my God, I know how. As much as food, finance also is a very, very difficult thing to manage, because we cannot. Suppose the budget is $3,000. I cannot just announce and get it for 5,000 for the next project, because Swami always says, whenever you have 3,000 budget, we can collect him and announce that to members, so that they if some people want to contribute, they contribute. If it is more than 3,000, don't take it. Why you want to build up? So that kind of thing. So many things I can recollect. But at the end, Swami makes it so beautifully, lovingly. It is done. Yeah.
Swami's love, and Swami is being so kind to all of us in our center. We definitely went down on a memory lane and recollected so many memories together. So many of our center members are new members. New generation is coming now. All the young adults who used to be little kids now, they are going to be future leaders. Both Vijaya Aunty and Ram Uncle, what is something about our Sai Center that you would like to see continue? Because you are the founding members. If a few of you started this member and you continued, so what would you like to see that we continue in Sai Center?
Like I mentioned earlier, I think unity. Unity is first and foremost for a group. Individual sadhana we can do at home. We can go to temples or do meditate at home. But the benefits of group sadhana are manifold. And Swami knows that. And that is the reason Swami has started these centers, right? So without unity, the whole idea of group sadhana falls apart. So how does unity get built up? So in our days, we notice that by doing group projects, group service projects, because as long as you just come to bhajan or drop off children in Bal Vikas and go away, we are not going to build up unity because we hardly know other people. So whenever we started participating in group projects, whether it is Austin Street Shelter or Castle Manor or any other project, we were getting closer to other participants with similar values, similar devotion to Swami. So we were coming together. And events like Akhanda Bhajan, events like Ishwaramma Day, when we practice with children, we get to know the parents, we get to know other teachers, we get to know technicians, people with technical bent of mind. And then, all the helpers, volunteers like Sunil Bhai and Ganesh Uncle, everybody supporting us from all around. And Ram Uncle and his team feeding us. So it becomes like a group thing. We all give and, share. So that is how unity gets built up. So if we just say unity, unity, unity in our speeches, that is not going to happen. It is only when we participate in group projects. So I pray and hope that our center will continue to thrive on that, because it did for 40 years. And I am almost very sure that it will continue for another 40 or longer.
Absolutely. With Swami's blessing and all of your founder members, vision and again, motivation, inspiration, we will continue to do that. Absolutely. Ram Uncle, anything that you would like to say?
One thing we started a long time ago is first thing is, if there's some new person is coming, invite them with a lot of respect, with a lot of love, and tell them, because they're new, they don't know what is going on, how they sing the bhajans, how they sit separately, men and women. So that is some team has to take that responsibility and invite a new person and introduce to our system and to the bhajans and seva, and also one person has to take responsibility to introduce to them about the seva activities. So many seva activities going on in our Sai Center. So different people have different attractions to the seva. Some people food, some people have the flair of teaching, some people may help in the Bal Vikas. So tell them these are the things available. So the information is the most important. And also, don't make the Sai Center is a babysitting place or anything like that. It has to be the first place to, and you as a parent, you have to sacrifice. And Swami always says in Telugu, Chippindi Shastara. That is, whatever you say, do you follow? So your own children, the other children see you, whether you are following what you are saying or you preach others and you do some exactly opposite. So don't make it Swami's name on the Swami. Don't bring Swami, I'm a devotee of Swami, but I do this kind of. No, please don't do that. Do it. And this is the first place to come. This is the first place, the most sacred place, and you value to and show how much you value to your children and be a role model to your children and other children. So in this respect, you have a lot of responsibility. The minute when you step into Sai Center, it is not like they were doing bhajans and chit-chatting. No, you have a very responsibility on your shoulders. So do it in the name of Swami. Do it for you and for your family. That is the most
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
thank you. Absolutely. But wonderful message for all of us here. Yes. Both of you, this probably last question, and both of you have grandkids now. Mukund, Keshav, Lalita's both kids, Nikhil, right? Nikhil and
Nishant. Yes.
Nishant. So that's a new generation, right? The second generation. Many of the second generation may not have seen Swami in person.
Yeah.
Swami physically left before either they were born or when they were very little. What would you like to tell or give, some advice to this new generation in Sai Center? Especially you have grandkids.
Yeah.
What do you tell them, and how do you tell them to follow Swami's teaching? Give us a little bit of secret on that, because all your grandkids are perfect example, and at least that message would resonate with many of us in center.
It's a very difficult thing. Very recently, Nikhil and Nishant came to India. They came once before, but they were too little, they didn't remember. But this time they wanted to go to Parthi. So we took them to Parthi and they attended the bhajan session and the aarti, but then they had to, leave for Bangalore immediately. When they came out, we asked them, how did you feel? What did you think? Then they both said, we wish we came here when Swami was alive.
Yes.
So that is the feeling that children have, that they cannot see Swami physically, but what can we do? It is the same for us with Shirdi Sai Baba, right? If you think about it, when we go to Shirdi or when we pray to Shirdi Sai Baba, we were not alive when Swami was in physical form. But how much of impact Swami's teachings, Shirdi Baba's teachings have on lakhs and millions of people. So it is possible, even though Swami is no longer around, Swami's teachings are so powerful that if we make ourselves to be the channels, through us, Swami's teachings will flow to our children. And whenever there is a chance, if there is a chance, we can take them to Puttaparthi. If not, Sai Center is there, Puttaparthi, no problem. It is up to us who have been in physical contact with Swami, who have experienced that bliss, to make it flow to the children through us.
Absolutely.
If we take it upon ourselves to do that gracefully and meaningfully, I'm sure children will still get impacted. Children will still want to be with Swami and will still learn from him.
Absolutely.
I think the best example is when we attended a few years ago in the Boston Center retreat, when that is a crying moment for me. When I saw Mukund and Keshav playing instruments and singing, and I recollected almost 25 years back when Lalita and Ansuya we took for the retreat. So they are so convinced. Our own daughters are convinced that is the right path to introduce their children also. They have a choice. They have a choice like any other parent to go other way of but they are so convinced this is the path. They are happy and they got results. So they want to put their children in the same path. So when the Mukund and Keshav or Nikhil and Nishant, when they express, we wish we came here to see Swami when he was alive. That kind of a thing gives us the right contact, Swami's thing, whatever you possible, if you as a parent, as a grandparent, if you follow sincerely, your conduct, you think they are not observing you or anything, but the way you conduct yourself, they observe you, and we keep on talking about Swami a lot of times. We quote Swami messages, Swami, this is the Swami, so it has its own impact. So that is so first thing as a parent, you have to conduct yourself. Be a role model and think about people are watching you, not only your own children, but neighbors in the community. So that is the highest responsibility for a parent or grandparent. So if you conduct yourself and you try to be in Swami's messages, follow sincerely, that automatically inspire your youngsters to follow. Same.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
So many things to learn from you, especially, you both said lead by example. What better, example role model we have than you both, leading by
Thank you.
example, Swami's teaching. And that as us little bit younger than you, you are our role model, and we get our inspiration from you, and we hope that our next generation, we can lead by example and they can learn from us. So absolutely, wonderful message, very profound message. And Vijay Auntie's message of be in unity, help each other, do the service, uh, if we follow that footsteps, Swami will continue to bless us and bless our Sai Center for another 40 years and another 40 years.
Yes.
So very, very thankful for all of you founder members, not just one. There's not one member. Everybody pitched in, everybody came together and created this center for all of us. We came a little bit later in the center, but we already saw that we saw that unity, we saw that love and service aspect in all of you, and we got drawn into that. So thank you so much, Ram uncle, Vijaya auntie. We hope to see you in person. We hope to do satsang in person, hopefully soon. But even though you're busy time, you both are active in a lot of service activity in Guntur and surrounding area. But you took out this time for us, for all of the center members, to understand more, to learn more about our center, especially this 40 years that we will be celebrating. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is our fortune to be a part of this celebration. Sai Center shaped our lives, our souls so much that we are now Swami's people. We are not different, but we were not like this many years ago. Sai Center guided us towards the right path. Swami is the one who has shaped our lives, our character in every way, and have watched over us over all these years. So, I mean, it's really our fortune. So don't even thank us. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for including us.
Whenever we come, first thing is I cry to Dallas. The minute when I step into the Dallas Sai Center, first thing is to cry, and how much Swami gave his blessings. So same thing, and we are very, very fortunate to participate in this whole thing. And thank you. God bless you. Swami blessings.
Bless you.
Thank you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram,
Thank you
Sai Ram.
so much.
Yes.